Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. We're down here at the store with our truck because today we're going to get started on cutting down the little bit of the forest that we have. I figured, you know what, we got to get that cleared out because I could actually plow that and actually get a crop in this year where it is. Why wait? So yeah, we got our beautiful truck down here, and I do have the trailers in here. We got to go to forestry equipment to auto load the logs. We're going to go with the big one, 20 meters. I think the trees are 15.5 meters long. So I just want to be able to cut them and that's it. Not trim them up to shorter pieces. So I'm just going to go in here and lease this as is. Going to cost us $2,800. The length of the trailer should not be a problem. We should have plenty of room once we start cutting down the trees. So we got that leased. Now we're going to come to tree harvesters, forest machinery. And where is it? I've probably already gone and buy it. It's part of the Platinum Edition. I think this is the cheapest tree harvester that you can kind of get without a mod, basically. So, yeah, I think this will be fine. I think the cutting width of 65 centimeters should be fine. Those trees are kind of small. Almost 20 grand to lease it, but, yeah, we're going to do it. So, there we have it. That is the equipment that we'll be using. And I want to get it all done this month because I don't want to be paying any overnight fees if I can help it. So let's hitch on up to our logging trailer. I'll bring that over and then I'll unfortunately drive, the tree harvester on over. Should hitch right on up. We should be good. The potato planting is still going on. The workers should be able to finish that whole field without having to refill with seed. But once they get done, I may get them over to the other potato field because that needs to be planted, of course. But work will be going on as we're cutting down trees. So let me get this all over to the forest area, and we'll start chopping them on down one at a time. And here we are. I just got to find out where my property boundary actually is, and we get started on zipping these down. Now the land isn't quite nice and flat throughout here, so expanding in some areas may not be the correct way to go. Let's see, so I need to go... First off, I gotta find out where we are. Here we are right here. Farmland. Alright, so actually I own... I wish I can kind of see roughly where we're at. So kind of like in a straight line down this way I could go. So let's go ahead and activate this. Let's make sure, change cutting length. Well, we're going to go ahead and just put it at 20. Should be able to do that. And that's all I really need to do. And boy, is this bringing back memories already. Why is that not cutting? Do I not have it set up? Alright, so it just didn't like me at first, I assume. Now it's cutting. And the good news is, yes, it'll cut the trees on up, no problem. We should be all set. So I just got to really find the boundary line where we are. Now again, on the stumps, we're just going to hire Billy, I guess, to come on in here to take care of them. But this tree harvester is a little bit more picky than I remember. Well, I didn't use this one exactly, but it seems to be a little bit more picky than the previous one I've had. Or maybe I'm just rusty enough. There we go. And with the autoloader, I really don't care where I put these trees down. But I would like to kind of put them in a roughly tight area so it's easy just to walk up. Or drive up. I don't want to walk up, but drive up and collect them all. So, yeah, we paid what, 21,000 roughly, probably, to lease all this equipment. So hopefully I can get my money back on all these trees. It's not helping that these trees are being very picky about cutting. There we go. This will take me a while if it's going to take me that long just to get the cut in. But of course, once we cut down the tree, it's going to delimit no problem. And that's very key for the autoloader, because if I leave any limbs on it, the autoloader will not pick up the tree. Oh, we're going to have that same problem as I did in Oceanside, where sometimes the trees stick into the ground. Lovely. Let me just check to see where we're at. Alright, so if I kind of go in this straight line like this until we get down to the road, that is going to be the land that we own. Our worker needs to be refilled with some potato seeds. Well, it's not telling me that the tree's too big, but I'm starting to wonder if the trunk of the tree is almost the exact diameter that this can cut. So I got to be very precise about it. I want to get at least the first set of trees cut here so I can easily determine my boundary line. And here is the road that we own down to. So, yeah, $50 per stump is what we'll get charged. We'll just get rid of them all when we get done. And I was thinking about maybe 200 trees right here, if that. Yeah, I think cutting these all down with a chainsaw would have taken me a while. And to save myself the sanity, this is the best way to go. Although financially, it would have been better if I did it with a chainsaw, but yeah. Time is money. I know it's one thing though, it's going to be hard to see these trees in this tall vegetation. But luckily with the autoloader, it shouldn't be too hard. Just got to get somewhat close. Yeah, I don't miss having these trees getting stuck in the ground. I think I got so used to it in Oceanside Forest, I don't want to say I got immune to it. But it can be very frustrating. I do need to go take care of the T8 New Holland and the potato planter. Because once I get done with that field, I need to get the next field taken care of, which is right next to us. Perfect. I was wondering if the tree harvester would do these trees because the limbs on it are kind of on the thick side. Come on, get on in there. There we go. I don't think I'm going to try to be too precise getting right on down to the ground with it. But of course, the more lumber I bring, the more we'll get paid. Yeah, it's probably going to take me more than an hour to get these all cut. We won't get it all done this episode, but we'll get a good start on it anyways. I should also mention that the Lamborghini, the inspection has finished on that, and now that is being repaired. That should be done by the end of the month. Sometime around 5 o'clock in the evening it'll be done. The tree is too thick. Oh no. Okay, maybe I went too close to the ground. It was too thick. Yeah, sometimes trying to save a penny here and there. Uh-oh. I'm probably going to need a chainsaw. Because there is a limb on that, and that will not get picked up. Alright, let me turn off that engine. Alright, so for $1,000, let's go ahead and buy ourselves a chainsaw. Because I'm probably going to have to do more than one tree. Is that just under... Oh, chainsaw's right here. And I always get myself a steel. Alright, where was it? There it is. I think I got it all. We'll find out later on. Let's zip on up here. Oh, you're just about done. That's okay. I gotta put more seed. I gotta put more seed in anyways to get to the other fields. So let's go up and top this off. We'll come back and we'll tidy up that field. Yeah, I thought I was gonna push on today and get to April and start planting the vegetables. And I thought, you know what? That is a lot of land I need to clear out. Plus, I can get the money from the trees right away, which would be nice. And then, yeah, if we get all the trees removed and the stumps removed, it's not going to take me long to plow up the forest area, and then I can plant some crop in there if I wanted to. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, I did put this here to remind me to fertilize the potato fields after we got done. Don't know if we'll get to this today or not. Now, when I fill this up, I wonder if it's cheaper to fill up with seed or potatoes. I think seed would be cheaper. Maybe potatoes would have been cheaper. So $71.99. So basically, I'm going to say $7,200. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to have to fill this back up again at some point. I wonder if it'll be the same price to fill it on up. I gotta get the wool out of the sheep pen, get that down to the spinnery. Not that I want to make more clothing, just that the wool is piling up in the sheep pen. This thing does unfold kind of weird, in some sense, to me anyways. Alright, and then that kind of concludes it, but let me go around the corners just to see if the worker did a good job at it or not. Well, he did a nice job in that corner. I don't see any spots that you missed. None there, but I think you may have missed some up in this corner. Yeah, I missed a whole section right here. And with potatoes, that could be a couple hundred liters right there. And there's a tiny spot right there, but that's fine. And that's all we need to do. All right, let's get a worker started on the next field. And once again, the sooner I plant them, the sooner that means I can harvest them this upcoming summer/fall. Which means the sooner things can get into the production buildings. And the sooner we can start selling some stuff. Selling stuff is what I like to do here. Can kind of be careful here. Trying to get used to just driving in the road and not driving into the fields. Don't want to damage the crops in the future. So I think sticking it on 3 headlands will be fine. I hope the truck is not in the way. I'll probably actually move that right now just to be sure. Let's go ahead and create job. Yeah, I want you to go this way, of course. 3 headlands, 1 tool, no overlap. And more taters going in. All right, let's go grab the truck. All right, so auto load to the right. And let's see here. 1 stack of 20. Oh wait, I don't want to auto load. I want it to auto switch on the left. I want you to load it on the left side. Checking for traffic anywhere. And what? Oh, I was ready to say, why aren't you loading? But there we go. Oh, wow. It is going to be hard to see these logs here. We got a tree on the other side. Let me switch, see if I can grab that one. Really tall vegetation. Although if I do it from a bird's eye view, I can see it somewhat easier. It was a little bit easier in Oceanside Forest just because there was trees everywhere. And I could make a nice pile here and there. And already, I wasn't expecting the trailer to get as full as it already is. Am I on the left side? I am. Might be a limb on that one. It's hard to tell. Wait, did it just... It may have loaded. It may have taken it. I think it did. I think it did. I should probably... I don't think I can fit between these trees. I was thinking about bringing the Challenger down with a plow and just start plowing around the trees a little bit. It might be easier for me to find the trees later on, but I think even that's going to be kind of chaotic in some sense. Let's grab that one there. Alright, it's not a full trailer, but since we're in the truck and we got a decent load, where am I bringing the wood? Let's go bring a trailer load and see what I'm going to get for a load of wood like this. Wood. Oh, wow. The 0KM shop wants wood? I was not expecting that as a sell point. Where is the sawmill? Let me target that place. I mean, that's the place I should be bringing it to. Okay, so it's kind of down that general direction. Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot. It should be down, oh, way down here in the corner. But currently the best price is just right here. Well, this should be kind of fun getting in there with this. So all these trees to the left of us as I travel through here, these are trees I'll be cutting down. All the way out to here. Oh yes, and the joy of transporting logs in an auto-loading logging trailer. They're probably bouncing around a little bit in there. Let's see how difficult it is to get this trailer into this sell point. We're going to cut right across this farmer's field. They're fine with it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to even get in here. So, in the future, I might be going on down to the sawmill. Yes, it's further. But if I got to keep doing the dance to get in here, yeah, I don't think I'm even going to get in here. Alright. I think it's time just to drive on down to the sawmill. And we'll sell down there, and hopefully the trigger for selling is not as tight as this one is. So, I will meet you down there, and we'll see what we get for our first trailer load of logs. I don't think I've really been into the sawmill. I mean, we may have looked at it on the first episode when I was kind of driving around the map a little bit. I'm not sure I really went down into there. This first building we're passing on the left-hand side, that is our oil mill. And of course, that's where we bring our canola and sunflowers down to. See how much money we make on a little bit of wood here. Then I'll find out, is it going to be, I mean, we are going to make money on it. The question is, how much are we going to make on it? A net profit. Like I said, currently we got, what, $20,000, $21,000 for leasing the trailer and the tree harvester. Alright, so it's going to be, this is not like a huge sawmill where I can just come on in and where I can turn around very easily. But it's going to be better than going to the 0KM shop. I'm guessing I come into here. Let me turn on the interactive zone markers because I don't know if I've been here or where the markers are. Where am I placing the logs? And then where am I... Let's unfasten the tension belts. Sell wood. Okay, so that is a trigger. Right there. Right on the corner of this little crate. And right here is where I gotta bring them. So, $3,200 for that load. That's not too bad. I mean, it wasn't a complete full load, so I may get like $6,000 or $7,000 for a full load. And yeah, I'm not going to bother buying the sawmill, because I don't think I'm going to get my money back on the sawmill by bringing the wood here and making furniture. And besides, we got enough production buildings going on as it is. Alright, so back to the forest, if we want to call it that. And back into the tree harvester and start zipping them down. Alright, so I think at this point what I'm going to try to do is just go along the edge of this road here and just kind of work on the outer edges. What I'm actually probably also going to do is we're going to remove the stumps as we kind of go along here and there, and we'll pay when we get all done, and basically we can just look at the overall stats page and see how many trees I cut down. Of course, the number of trees I cut down, that's how many stumps we had. $50 a stump is what we'll charge ourselves, like we did in Oceanside Forest. Hopefully this won't take me too long, but like I said, the whole point of coming in here today is to hopefully clear this out, and when April rolls around, we'll have a field here, and I can plant some more crops in. And maybe, just maybe, the barley field that is, you know, come along with the forest, maybe I'll get rid of the barley and plant just vegetables into it. I think I'd rather do that than bring the barley down to get some grain off of it, or flour. We already got a wheat field, so that's where we're going to get our straw for the cattle. So while that's cutting up, I just want to come back in here to the map to make sure. Yeah, I should be coming all the way down to this road here. You can kind of see it. And then cut back over to here. That should be the boundary line. And it is. Now, the only difficult part I'm going to have, actually, is picking up the logs, because the vegetation is so tall, it's kind of hard to see it, unless I do the bird's eye view type of thing. Oh, and the tree's getting stuck into the ground, and then go flying like that. Yeah, glad I got the chainsaw, because I can see it when I have to take care of the top of the trees myself once in a while when that happens. But I am noticing if I get too low on the trunk of the tree with this tree harvester, I think the tree itself is too thick for the harvester itself. That's come up twice on me saying the tree is too thick. So I thought I was going to have plenty of diameter on this harvester, and we do not. Maybe that's where the leeway comes in from the one that we use in Oceanside compared to here, because I went up to most trees and didn't have to be too precise in cutting it down like I do here. Yeah, that happens a lot. It hits the only tree that you're next to. What is the diameter difference on the two forest harvesters here? So, this was 65 centimeters, and the one I use on Oceanside, I want to say... Oh, I used the one that came on the map, so, and I don't have that activated, so I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know what it was. That's 80 centimeters. Yeah, so I don't remember now. I want to say it was like 100 centimeters, but don't quote me on that. That was a long time ago when I bought that tree harvester. That ended up putting like 60 hours into it. I'm not allowed to cut this tree. I thought I owned all the way down to the road. Am I not on my property? Well, I mean, if I can't cut it, I can't cut it. It's not gonna, I mean, looking at it, it's not going to change anything. Well, I can see the line here, so I can cut this one. I mean, I can just delete the tree if I wanted to. But I'd rather leave the tree up to kind of remind me that I don't want to plow that far down because we don't own that area. It's not that big of a deal. See if it'll allow me to cut this one. Well, that one it will let us cut. Alright, so I'm going to go around, cut some more trees down. I will see you next, and it probably won't be too far off, when I got to refill the potato planter. And this time I'm going to fill it up with potatoes and see how much they charge me for 8,000 liters of potatoes compared to the $7,200 it was for the seed for the potato planter. All the memories from Oceanside Forest coming back rapidly with cutting down trees in the tree harvester and having some of the issues that you have with the trees turning, getting stuck on the tree harvester, just trying to delimb them. Trees going flying hundreds of meters when they get stuck. All that fun stuff that we run into. Come on. And then, of course, I was doing fine. Then the second you come back, you don't want to cut. There we go. Yeah, chainsaw was a must. I got about 2 or 3 trees already that I had to take care of the tops. But the T8 does need to be refilled. At least the planter does. Here is a tree top I need to take care of. Alright, that should be all set. We'll grab the truck and trailer here in a moment. But let's go fill this up with potatoes and see what they charge me. So we filled this up just a little while ago with seed for $7,200. But now we're going to put potatoes in here, and I'm wondering if it's going to be cheaper or the same price. I have no idea. Store is just right down here, probably closer than going back to the farm itself. Check for traffic. That way they can get back to work. I'm going to have to fill it back up one more time after this, I do believe. Wait for the gate to open. All right, yes, potatoes. Potatoes, 1,376. So potatoes a lot cheaper than seed. So if you've ever been planting potatoes before and you've been refilling up with seed rather than potatoes, you may want to do it with potatoes. It's a lot cheaper. Who knew? I sure as heck didn't. Now, what I could do, if I really wanted to save on some money in some sense, maybe, or maybe not, it's hard to tell. When I harvest my potatoes, I could, keep in storage about 5,000 liters or so. Actually, more than that. Let's see, I got to refill up about 5 times. So that means I would need 40,000 liters of potatoes. Yeah, I'd rather make potato chips with it. Going to get more money on the potato chip. I'd rather than buy the potatoes for planting. All right, that should be good right there. And then just hire a worker back. Perfect. All right, let's jump down into our truck. And from a bird's eye view, try to find these logs. I do have it on the left side. No, I don't. It's on the right side. That's why they're not loading. Just go a little bit slow when loading them up. And they should load up, I don't want to say perfectly, but better than if I was using a loader to load them on up. And sometimes you do get the ones that just don't want to load up, or they could have a limb on them. And that one doesn't appear to be... Oh, this one does. You must still have a limb on you somewhere. Oh, it's gone now. Must have got loaded on up. Yeah, it's the only thing, if you're new to the auto-loading logging trailers, at least this set that I use, if there's a limb on it, won't auto-load. I guess because it still sees it as a tree and not a log, maybe? Yeah, the only way I'm going to see these logs in the vegetation is from a bird's eye view. And it was kind of different loading them up on Oceanside Forest because there were so many trees kind of clustered together. So when I cut them, I was kind of putting them into a pile for the most part. Here they're more spread out, so doing so is a little bit different. I'm surprised I haven't got hung up on a stump yet. I am driving over them, but I've been kind of cutting them really close to the ground. As close as I could, anyways. I'm sure when I come in here with a Challenger and the plow, we'll find a log here and there that I missed as I drive over a log. Not the best way to be loading a log, that's for darn sure. This log is giving me fits. I almost got myself a full trailer. I also have noticed with the tree harvester that we have, lacking the horsepower that it does, it doesn't go up the hill too well. Nope, don't you fall off. Is my trailer that full? Alright, maybe I should be... trying to head on down to the sawmill rather than grab more, but I did the same thing in Oceanside Forest. I try to get more on the trailer when I've got to go kind of a long distance. And when the autoloader automatically turns off the autoloading, that means the trailer is full. I'm going to keep on stuffing it. I'll just keep turning it back on. Alright, we are strapped. Now hopefully I can get on down there without tipping over. That'll be my next challenge. But as we saw, we got about what, $3,600 for, I want to say, like a half a load. Yeah, this is the thing, when you overload it, it gets top heavy and it wants to tip over. And even though you may have super strength, with a trailer load like this, you may not be able to pick it up and flip it over. Alright, fingers crossed, traffic doesn't bother me. I can get down there one piece and we may bring in like 7 or 8 grand. Alright, start making your guesses on what we're going to get. Besides me running into the sawmill itself. I gotta be a little bit more careful when I make that corner, because I almost tipped over. Alright, and then somewhere right about here. Okay, that's a little disappointing. 5,400. Ugh. Well, and yes, we do know that bringing down, I think the logs are best if you bring them down to 8. Is it 8 meters long? Or 6 to 10? I forgot what it was. But I'm not going to be too concerned about bringing down the premium logs, if you will. I really just want to get those trees out of there, earn some money from it, and then get a field in where we're at. So let me bring the log and trailer back, and what we're going to do here is take a break from cutting down trees for now, because I got a good amount more to go, of course. But we're going to grab the New Holland 130 and get the first potato field fertilized. This will be the second stage of fertilization being put down on the potato fields. I fertilized them before we planted in them, so I should be able to come right back in and fertilize again, because we did change the state of the field. And the worker is almost done with the other field. So we can see the fertilizer is going down. And I do see in the forecast that just popped up that there is rain on the way. Not that it matters too much for cutting down trees. Yeah, not going to take me too long to get this job done here. So, yeah, I think with the trees, the way I'm seeing the pricing coming on in, I think I'll be happy just breaking even. I mean, I think I'll make a little bit of a profit on the trees. But by getting rid of the trees, as we know, I'm going to just get more farmland. And we'll profit in the long run by having vegetables or next year some cotton into it. Which all gets put down in here into production lane, which is where most of our money comes from. Still a little disappointed about not even getting up to 6,000 for that trailer of logs. Alright, so 2 more passes here, and this potato field should be all set. Yeah, I don't have weeds turned on here in the hills of Tuscany. Stones and weeds are turned off for this series. I think we got enough plowing to do, so didn't want to go around taking care of the weeds. Get every square inch here. Let's narrow the working width a little bit. There we go, all set. That's the wrong button. I just want to make sure I'm on the widest working width for the next field. Bring this right on down to the other potato field. And there's the Challenger. I'll have to go get the plow for where the trees are. And once the worker is done planting the potatoes here, not only do I have the potato field to fertilize the second stage, we'll have the same thing for the cotton fields. Let me turn on flight mode here just for a moment. So we can kind of see... Alright, yeah, there's not that many trees here, honestly. So you can kind of see we already cut down through here. And there is the road, our boundary marker. So, not a whole lot of trees here, honestly, to be cut down. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how many trailer loads. I may have 1, 2, 3 more trailer loads. Maybe 4. That might be pushing it a little bit. But yeah, somewhere in that vicinity we'll have. Let me jump back into here. And while I'm waiting for that worker to get done with the potato field, I can come back in here and start ripping down more trees. I'll get some of these cut in between episodes. But yeah, we're going to have this job done sometime in the middle of next episode. We can come in here with the Challenger, plow it on up. Of course, we'll have to put some lime down in it. Not that big of a deal as well. But when April rolls around, we can go ahead and throw some veggies in here. I don't think more cotton is what I need because I don't think the sheep are going to produce that much wool. We got that whole cotton field that we planted just across the street as well. So we already got enough of that. So I'm thinking veggies is the way to go. I think oil, I think we're okay. I can't plant canola if I wanted more oil. It would have to be sunflowers. Canola, I do believe, is a fall crop I gotta plant. Yeah, probably should get a bigger tree harvester, but a little bit easier to line it up. Because I'm at the limit of the harvester itself. Yeah, I think canola is August, September on this map, right? Canola, there it is. September, October is when I would have to plant that. So if I wanted more oil, it'd have to be sunflower, which is fine. But we'll be planting sunflower next month in the field that we already had designated for it. And by then, I should be able to look at the potato chip factory and kind of figure out if I need more or less. Well, not less. But if I need more, we can go ahead and plop some sunflower down here. So I got options. But the first thing I need to do is finish taking out the rest of these trees here. But anyways, that is where we are going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.